Tradition never dies. This is your radio, Cayman.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And RF Group, Money at Work.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Ort Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is Monday, the 13th day of December 2021. I hope and I trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or operating any type of motorized vehicle, on the roads of the Cayman Islands, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may be your own. Also bear in mind that the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service has indicated that they will have an additional presence on the roads of the Cayman Islands, and as a result of that, we hope and we trust that the roads will be much safer as well. All drivers should bear that in mind, and you should not rely on persons alerting you either by social media or otherwise of the police presence in any area. You should not have to be reminded of that, because you should at all times be complying with the law and observing the rules of the road as well. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, or if you've celebrated a birthday over the past few days as well. And on Friday, I received an email, but I didn't get an opportunity to announce it, but we want to wish Miss Madonna Williams a belated happy birthday. She celebrated a birthday on the 11th, which would have been on Saturday. She celebrated a birthday. So belated happy birthday to Miss Madonna Williams. And one of your friends shared that information with us and wanted us to be aware of that as well. And we have a Kristen Martin who's celebrating a birthday today as well. So happy birthday to Kristen Martin as well. For those of you, again, who have lost loved ones, we want to express our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing as well. If you're not feeling well today, and either at home or at a medical facility, we wish you a speedy recovery. Or if you are in isolation or in quarantine as a result of COVID-19 or traveling, we hope and we trust that you will be released from that isolation or that quarantine as soon as possible as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and by extension For the Record into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Ort Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. Beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson waiting to take your calls. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us 925-3261, where you can send us a text message or leave us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. And of course, you can follow us on YouTube simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. With that, I have to keep that little clapping of the tongue there. I think Miss Susan, somebody mentioned that at one point in time that so I have to stop doing that. You know, you develop so many little idiosyncrasies, and people notice them as well. And of course, we're very appreciative and thankful for you sharing those with us as well, because I don't know about others, but I really don't go back and watch my show on YouTube, even though sometimes it's a learning experience, and by going back you can see some of the errors that you have made and make a concerted effort to correct those as well. So there are several things that I want to share with you this morning as well. There was a press release that was issued regarding the relocation of the COVID-19 vaccination clinic, PCR, and certified lateral flow testing to 131 McClendon Drive, which is next to DHL behind Foster's Airport, and that is effective today. So this is extremely, extremely important for you. So it reads, the COVID-19 vaccine clinic will resume on Tuesday, the 14th of December. Full schedule will be released soon. Public Health Department and Health Services Authority will be relocating the COVID-19 vaccination clinic, PCR, and certified lateral flow testing clinics to 131 McClendon, that's McClendon, McClendon Drive, next to DHL behind Foster's at Airport. And that is effective today, Monday, the 13th of December, 2021. The COVID-19 vaccine will resume Tuesday, the 14th of December, and that full schedule will be released soon, and I'll try to find that full schedule if it's already out there and share that with you as well. Goes on to say that the new location will provide a larger indoor space, which allows for staff and patients to have a better, more comfortable experience. Testing and vaccination clinics will still have separate areas at one convenient location. This space was previously occupied by the Department of Children and Family Services, Older Persons Active Aging Center, which is currently not operational in the facility due to the latest COVID-19 community spread And that's a statement that was issued by Ms. Lizette Yearwood, the CEO of the HSA. She goes on to say that on behalf of the Health Services Authority and Public Health, she'd like to thank the Department of Children and Family Services for the opportunity to utilize their space, as it came at an ideal time as Cayman expands the COVID-19 booster program to persons 18 years and over, and reducing the time frame between doses to help better protect ourselves against the latest Omicron variant. Moving the PCR and certified lateral flow test off the main hospital campus will also allow the Health Services Authority to continue our facility improvement plans. Dr. Samuel Williams Rodriguez, medical officer for health, is quoted as saying, "I encourage everyone over the age of 18 who's had the booster at least 3 months ago to get vaccinated. With the new Omicron variant beginning to spread worldwide, it is even more important to ensure you are fully protected from a vaccination standpoint. With COVID-19 still in the community, I encourage everyone to continue with wearing a mask, keeping a safe social distance from other people, and practicing proper hand hygiene and respiratory etiquette. With lateral flow tests more readily available, persons can also take routine tests to screen for COVID-19. And there's more that I have to share with you as well in relation to the new regulations that were issued. But before I do that, we do have a caller, so we're going straight to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, morning, Ossie.
Morning. How are you?
I just coming up by my farm here. You got this old dotted garden and park in car in the middle of the lane to come down to the subdivision. Boy, I tell you, it never sees the middle shit we got to go through this island. Yeah, anyhow, Ossie, morning, sir, on a good note now.
Morning, yeah, on a good note.
Yeah, Ossie, you're in trouble again for speaking up for voicing my opinion for the love of my country, right?
Yes, I read about that and heard about it, yes.
Okay, now, Ossie, I was just going through my papers, my divorce papers and thing, right? And I couldn't believe this, because I thought it was wrong, you know. But, see, the highest court that we have in the land is the Grand Court of the Cayman Islands, right? You have the Magistrates Court, you have... And then the Grand Court.
Grand Court, then you have the Court of Appeals, and then you have also have the Privy Council. Yeah,
but that's you're going to see. Okay. But
so we have resort to all of those, access to all of those, if allowed.
Okay. But when you're going through a divorce, the highest court that we have is our Grand Court, right?
I think so.
Okay. Now, see, when you get an order from the Grand Court, right? In a divorce thing, and you show this to your police inspector, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he tells you that he not business. This is what he not business. What the court say? Get a liar. I said, well, how can I get a lawyer? In the Grand Court, judge say that my ex-wife supposed to leave my premises, and the man say if I go there, I would be locked up. You know. And old stupid Elvis, old hard-headed, which I would write. I go to the premises. I go to my daughter's premises to look for my papers.
Mm-hmm. Is there a restraining order preventing you from going there?
No, sir. I was going to look what would rightfully mine from the Grand Court say, you Sometimes the Grand Court said that you're supposed to sign over everything. That mean that mean now it's yours, you know. And everything is documented, it's signed, right?
Mm-hmm. And transfer made through lands and survey and everything?
Land and survey and everything. So, Mr.
Okay.
O.C., I really dealing with land and thing. I don't joke. That's money. That's life. That's real. Everything goes through the bank. And in doing so, I got in trouble, threatening violence, and arrested. And I begged them to forgive me because I said the court say the court say I am privy to these things, Mr. O.C. Right? But we had a runaway renegade police. I don't know if I call on you.
But the court said that you were privy to them, but it didn't say how you how you should go about getting them.
Nobody court said it. Okay, I can send you a copy of this, you know.
No, that's okay. I'm not I'm not a lawyer. I'm just trying to follow you as much as possible. So what was the end result of all of it?
The court say you shall. That's the thing, right?
You shall what? What?
You shall transfer all of these over.
Okay, good.
This was months. Now months gone now, and I can't get nothing done because this rogue police, they can sue me, Mr. O.C. This rogue police is on one side because he got it in for me because I'm a ganja farmer and I'm a big mouth. Want to be leader of the island, of the world, whatever. Okay? Now, O.C., when it finally got through, the court said that my ex-wife is supposed to lead the premises forthwith. Mr. O.C., you know what forthwith mean, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What means now?
Huh? It means right away. Right away. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mr. O.C., that rift came to official. Now, I told him this was going on for a couple of weeks because, you know, it takes a little time for you to get the original document, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my lawyer told me...
Okay, I'm running out of time, so you got to be fast because I'm past my commercial break, but I'm allowing you to go on.
Mr. O.C., just give me one more minute.
Sure.
Just 1 minute, sir, before you lock me out.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, Mr. O.C., when I went there and I showed in the paper from the Grand Court, you know what Mr. Kevin Boger told me? He not business with the Grand Court. If you go there, I can arrest you. The woman still have the license on name. I said, sir, the premises in my name. The license have to be transferred with or without her. Because the clerk of court can sign it. It says, you know, that's the court system, right?
Mm-hmm.
If she don't want to sign it, somebody but the court will sign it. And it took me 3 months that man did make me go there, and that got me in trouble. That got me frustrated.
Okay.
Now, Mr. O.C., I am asking you, sir. Okay? Yeah, I Mr. Biller, praising you for things that you got done on the radio. Now, I want you to ask the commissioner, I asked the governor, I asked the commissioner of police, and I asked the premier now, what source of action can I take or anybody can take when a police are acting inspector defy the law of the Grand Court of the Cayman Islands? It's only one person I know overruled that. Can overrule that as the governor. And that's in question now again. Mr. O.C., what's saying, sir?
Yeah, I got you. But I have to go. Sorry, I have to cut you off. But I've gone something like about 10 minutes over the time for a commercial break. But I'll comment. I'll check into it, but I'll comment when we return from the commercial break as well. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Marcia Emily Bodden Bush, MBE, Certificate of Honor, 1933-1997. Marcia Bodden Bush was a teacher, librarian, registrar of births and deaths for Georgetown. She was the first woman chief accountant, first woman collector of customs, and a founding member of the Currency Board. She served her country as a civil servant for 35 years, receiving the MBE for her service in 1985, as well as a Certificate of Honor for her contribution to education. She was among the first graduates of the Cayman Islands High School, receiving the Senior Cambridge Certificate in 1952. She later returned to the high school as a mathematics teacher, while also serving as librarian at the public library. Apart from her civic accomplishments, she was a talented artist and writer, and was proud to be the granddaughter of Leela E. Ross Shear, composer of the Cayman Islands National Song.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Here we are gifted with presents, standing in a space denied many. In gratitude to the gift that Christmas is, this very, very special time of year, this time of reflection, celebration, fellowship, mindful of our blessings, mindful of the empty chairs, the precious spaces, the giving of gifts, sharing from steaming pots, making a difference to the many around us in need. Understanding this specialness, these Cayman Islands feel cool breeze, massaging silver thatched leaves, shimmering in moonlit night, December Cayman. Food, fellowship, worship, in awe of sunsets, the beach, the children. Rotary Club Central, where community service is our ethos. We serve to change lives. Wishing you a delightful, safe, and magical holiday season.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamped Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vamped Motors, Walkers Road.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab. Blood test, x-ray, and mammogram, all of that is MedLab. Affordable fees and friendly service, a full professional team. MedLab is always comfortable, MedLab is always clean. For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Call 949-7331 and ask about MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
System 1 loaded. 1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In 4 minutes, we're going to be heading right back over to Miss Susan Watson for our 8 o'clock news. Meanwhile, we want to wish a belated happy birthday to Mr. Edmund Hides. He celebrated his birthday on the 11th, also Saturday the 11th as well. So, belated happy birthday to Mr. Edmund Hides. And we know that over in the back there, he listens to Radio Cayman as well. He's a very, very loyal listener to Radio Cayman. I'm going to share with you now the press release that was issued in relation to government gazetting regulations. And it reads, government today, that is the 11th of December, Mr. Edmund Hyde's birthday as well. Government today gazetted regulations reducing the COVID-19 testing window for arriving passengers and persons traveling to the sister islands from 72 hours to no earlier, right? No earlier than the day before departure. So you cannot, the testing window for you, for arriving passengers and persons traveling to the sister islands, you cannot do that or produce it no earlier than the day before departure. The release goes on to say that the changes which take place effective 17th of December, that will be Friday, and I know it's Friday because Friday the 17th of December will be my last show for the year on For the Record as well. So the changes will take effect on 17th of December. Also expanded testing options to include certified rapid tests, which I shared with you earlier as well. The release goes on to say that in addition, government has defined departures, the word departures, to mean the departure of any connecting flight or transit flights to the islands where the layover between flights is less than 12 hours. So a departure means that if your layover between flights is less than 12 hours, that is what defined as departures. Goes on to say that the measures are a response to the Omicron variant of COVID-19 virus, which has been deemed a variant of concern by the World Health Organization. So very quickly again, I think I have a less than a minute to do this. So the new regulations, right, that have been gazetted, they were gazetted on Friday the 11th. It reduces the COVID-19 testing window for arriving passengers and persons traveling to the sister islands from 72 hours to no earlier than the day before departure. That is traveling to the sister islands. The changes will take place effective Friday the 17th of December, and it also expanded the testing options to include certified rapid tests. The government has defined departures to mean the departure of any connecting flight or transit flights to the islands where the layover between flights is less than 12 hours. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, we will be talking to folks from the Department of Environmental Health about the holiday season and the disposal of items during and after the holiday season as well. So please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time now by Foster's is 8 o'clock.
A twice as nice Christmas at Foster's is back.
And bigger than ever.
You can win and give by purchasing any specially marked product in store.
There are over $30,000 in prizes and donations to give away, including our major prize of free groceries for a year. Plus, each winner will be able to give to a local charity.
For more info, go to fosters.ky.
Christmas is twice as nice this year when you can win and give at Foster's.
Thanks to Penallen, Chlorallen, Insueño, Sun City, Choose Company, and Newbridge. Promotion ends 23rd December 2021. TNCs at fosters.ky.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky.
Do you know how well your pension plan performed? The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan provides quarterly fund fact sheets for our members to stay informed with the plan's performance. For the year ended 30th June 2021, the various life cycle funds have provided returns between 8.56% and 36.86%, and our all-in expense ratio is 0.80%. Visit chamberpension.ky to review our fund fact sheets. You can see the performance as far back as 10 years. Remember that pensions are a longer-term investment strategy. Focus on the long term rather than the short-term returns. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan continues to perform for you.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. On Saturday, the Cayman Islands Regiment conducted exercise Swift Response, wrapping up the regiment's training program for the year. This exercise was a demonstration of the regiment's current capabilities and readiness to respond to emergencies and natural disasters. Troopers established Alaska shelter systems, lightweight water purification systems, mobile field kitchens, solar power generation, and an operational headquarters. They also trained on chainsaw, first aid, and casualty evacuation with the police's Air Operations Unit. This was the first time that the regiment was establishing all of these capabilities in one setting and in under 4 hours, proving readiness for a variety of incidents and emergencies, which will help the regiment support the community and other agencies in the event of a natural disaster. Starting tomorrow, the COVID-19 vaccination, PCR, and certified LFT testing clinics will be at a new home, 131 McClendon Drive, which is next to DHL behind Foster's Airport.
This space was previously occupied by the Department of Children and Family Services Older Persons Active Aging Centre, which is currently not operational in the facility due to the latest COVID-19 community spread.
Health Services Authority CEO Lizette Yearwood tells Radio Cayman the new location will provide a larger indoor space, which will allow patients and staff to have a better, quote, more comfortable experience. The vaccination schedule is available online at hsa.ky. Over the past weekend, government made changes to the COVID-19 testing period for arrivals. The newly gazetted regulations reduced the COVID-19 testing window for arriving passengers and persons traveling to the sister islands from 72 hours to no earlier than the day before departure. The changes also widen testing options and narrow how departure is defined. They take effect on Friday. And the Department of Education Services spruces up for the season. CIGTV's Donna Bush speaks with Director Mark Ray.
As Christmas draws closer, companies and businesses across the islands are decorating their spaces with Christmas cheer. Staff at the Education Department went all out this holiday season, even given their various displays named themes like Island Christmas, Down Beachy Lane, Old Time Christmas and Candy Lane, just to name a few.
So our office decorating competition really is the brainchild of Miss Della, and she identified the need for us to have some event at the end of the year to bring everyone together and release a little bit of the stress. We've all had a tough year. Everyone worked really, really hard. So this particular event we thought would allow people to come together as a team, have some fun, and develop a little good-natured competition amongst the various units.
As Mr. Ray mentioned, the DES turned the Christmas decorating into a competition, with the office personal assistant, Della, actually winning the grand prize. We say a huge congratulations to her.
Now with the check of international news, here's the BBC, which we guest. I'm Carsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Jerry Smith. A Hong Kong court has given jail terms of up to 14 months to 8 pro-democracy activists for defying a ban on a vigil to commemorate the Tiananmen Square killings in 1989. The media tycoon Jimmy Lai was among those sentenced. Israel's Prime Minister Naftali Bennett has held talks with the Crown Prince of the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed bin Zayed, in Abu Dhabi. It's the first official visit by an Israeli premier to any of the 4 Arab states that signed normalisation deals with the country last year. Prosecutors in Switzerland have closed a money laundering investigation involving the former King of Spain, Juan Carlos. He was alleged to have received huge bribes when Spanish companies won a contract to build a high-speed rail link between 2 cities in Saudi Arabia. Discussions have begun in Geneva to strike a deal on how to govern the use of lethal autonomous weapons, or what are known as killer robots. Some human rights groups are pushing for an outright ban. Early figures from South Africa, where the Omicron coronavirus variant was first identified, suggest it causes a far lower rate of serious illness and death than previous waves of the pandemic. Shabir Mahdi, a professor of vaccinology, said this was in spite of the new variant being far more transmissible. Queues have formed at COVID vaccination clinics in Britain after the government announced the speeding up of a booster programme. The Health Secretary told the BBC that there was once again a race between virus and vaccine. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. We're a not-for-profit, member-centric plan with a democratically elected volunteer board of trustees representing all sectors of the Cayman Islands economy. Chamber Pension has an all-in expense ratio of 0.80%, over 16,000 members, and US $463.6 million in assets under management. We were the first multi-employer pension plan approved by the regulator in the late 1990s, and today we are still strong, secure, and are here for our employees and employers alike. If you would like to join or request further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Prospect residents are invited to a free vaccination clinic by the Honorable Minister for Health and Wellness, Ms. Sabrina Turner, Thursday, November 18th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at her constituency office at number 33 Marina Drive, Prospect. For more information on the vaccination clinic, call 746-9314.
Cash is a must this Christmas!
J&M Money Cash Month Christmas.
Send or receive funds with the J&M Money this holiday season to win big!
J&M Money Cash Month Christmas.
Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Let's keep working together to protect our community by practicing social distancing, by wearing a mask, by washing our hands or using hand sanitizer, and by getting your booster. These simple actions save lives. Let's keep working together. For more information on COVID-19, visit www.gov.ky/coronavirus.
The 8:10 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation,
Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
For over 100 years, more than 5.8 million people across the Americas and the Caribbean have placed their trust in Pan American Life Insurance Group. We have delivered on our promise and have proven that we are more than an insurance company. We are family. To learn more about our first-in-class individual and group life, disability and accident solutions, please visit Pan American International Insurance Corporation at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, Grand Cayman, or contact us at 949-8304 and visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 81 degrees. Relative humidity is 74%. The barometric pressure is 30.05 inches and rising. The wind is out of the east at 13 knots. Overnight low temperature was 78 degrees. Synopsis indicate moderate to fresh winds and rough seas are expected to continue over the next few days as a ridge of high pressure over the Caribbean strengthens. Satellite images show a few low-level clouds over the Cayman area moving towards the southwest. Now the forecast for today, calling for partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers, and temperatures will be in the mid-80s. Winds will be east to northeast at 15 to 20 knots, and seas will be moderate to rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. Small craft should exercise caution for today and tonight as well. And the forecast for tonight, calling for partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers and temperatures dipping to the mid-70s tonight. Winds will be east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts, and seas will be rough with wave heights of 5 to 7 feet. We're presently at a high tide, and the next low tide will be this afternoon at 11 minutes past 1, and a high tide again this evening at 6:30. The sun will set this evening at 5:48 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:51. And the outlook is calling for persistence of fresh northeasterly winds and rough seas through Wednesday as the ridge strengthens over the Caribbean.
The 8:10 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
For over 100 years, more than 5.8 million people across the Americas and the Caribbean have placed their trust in Pan American Life Insurance Group. We have delivered on our promise and have proven that we're more than just an insurance company, we're family. To learn more about our first-in-class group health and employee benefit solutions, please visit Pan American Life Insurance Company of the Cayman Islands at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, Grand Cayman, or contact us at 949-8304. You can also visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving your goals is a very rewarding feeling, but at times can feel very frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting your goals, celebrate your progress. It's important to acknowledge progress each step of the way as you achieve your goals. Everything that you do to move in that direction gets you a little closer. Planning small rewards along the way can help to keep things interesting and give us a taste of what sweet success will be like.
Change your thinking and change your life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. OnCourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Good morning. Let's take a look at what's happening on our road. Some of our cameras are down, but we can tell you what we have. Coming from the east on Shamrock Road and the Linford Pearson Highway, traffic is busy, and busy traffic also coming from the east on Crew Road, and the eastbound traffic on Crew Road moving along moderately. West Bay 4-way stop, moderate flow of traffic, as well as on Godfrey Dixon Way at Eastern Avenue. And as we look to Edward Street, light to moderate traffic flow, and Shelton Road as well. Traffic flowing at a good pace on Huldah Avenue. And on the Westway Road in front of the Ridge, traffic is moderate in both directions. That's what's happening on our roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12 o'clock. We'll give you another traffic report. Remember, click it or tick it. Have a good morning.
You see how hard it's raining?
Yeah, and I don't have time to fight traffic and get my lunch from Subway. I have so much work to do.
Why don't you order Subway by using the Let's Eat or Bento app? Save time, stay dry, and get your sandwich fast.
I never thought of that. Great idea. I'm going to order now.
Order me a veggie pizza while you're at it.
And a cookie platter for the office.
Too busy at work or home? Is the rainy weather stopping you from dining out? Order your favorite Subway sandwich, wrap, or pizza through the Let's Eat or Bento app with fast and reliable delivery. Subway, eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
FedEx Delivery. Share this season with everyone by shipping your rum cakes and gifts with 30% off and get an additional 20% on your next shipment. Visit us. Restrictions apply.
Kirk Freeport's $40,000 Christmas sweepstakes is back. Once again, simply spend $100 at your favorite Kirk Freeport store, and you could win one of 3 $5,000 cash prizes, one of 5 $1,000 cash prizes, and many other great prizes throughout December. All purchases of $100 before noon on Christmas Eve qualify for all remaining prize draws. And don't forget the annual Kirk Freeport Rolex watch prize draw for all entries, held on January 4th. Full details on kirkfreeport.com. Merry Christmas from everyone at Kirk Freeport.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Okay, good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. A little delay there. Wasn't paying too much attention to the news. So accustomed to it going, long. And it's, 18 minutes after so. But got caught up in other things. Like I said, later on in the show, hopefully by after our next commercial break, we will be conversing with the director of the Department of Environmental Health, Mr. Richard Sims, and also we will be talking with person who's in charge of communications in DEH, Miss Yolanda Morales Cavallo. Hope I pronounced that right. And we will be talking to them. Meanwhile, I did say I would comment on the caller that we had in earlier, and I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not in a position to dispense any legal advice whatsoever. But I do believe that when it comes to divorce proceedings, that they are more of a civil matter than they are issues for the police to deal with, and whether or not it is the responsibility of the courts to enforce what they have issued. For instance, if a person is required to vacate a property, whether or not it is for the courts and the bailiffs to do that as opposed to the police. What I would say to the caller, though, is that if he feels in any way that his constitutional rights have been violated, that is another matter. And if he has a lawyer on one issue, he may want to consult that lawyer, even though that lawyer may not be a constitutional lawyer, but that lawyer may be in a position to advise him otherwise, because there is a provision in our Bill of Rights that talks about freedom of movement. And, of course, our Bill of Rights is applicable only to the government, not to the private sector. And, of course, the Royal Cayman Islands Police Services. They are a part of government as well. So whether or not his right to freedom of movement had been breached by not allowing him to go to his premises is another question, but it's something that should be looked into, because the reasons that we have a constitution, the reason that we have a Bill of Rights is for people to be able to exercise the freedoms that they are given under those provisions. And as a result of that, if there are any questions, look into it and hold the authorities accountable. We do have two callers. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Season greetings to you.
And the same to you.
Thank
and
you.
I heard you saying that you're running off after the 17th. So I'd like to say to you, have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and New Year, and be safe.
Thank you. Same to you as well.
Okay. Mr. Connor, I know that your guests that are coming on, that this is not for them, but I thought I'd get this in before they came on.
Okay.
I know last week everybody was calling in talking about the traffic and so on. And one of the things that I hope that the police will pay some attention to, and I'm sure everyone has experienced it. We have vehicles driving up and down. The music is so loud. The bass, whatever you call it, is thumping and thumping. And you can be in your house, and the windows are locked down, and they're passing you, and your house, and I'm not exaggerating, your house is vibrating. And if it's that loud in your house, then imagine what it is in a car. How can they be listening? Even if an ambulance or something is coming and the sirens are on, they're not hearing it. And first of all, they should not be driving with music that loud, because apart from it being a problem to them, it's a problem to the other people that they're driving through their neighborhoods. And I'm hearing this in my neighborhood, on the main street, and everywhere else. And I'm surprised that police are not issuing tickets for that. But I think the saddest thing that happened with our roads is when they dismantled what they called the traffic department. That needs to be reinstated.
Well, I think the Commissioner of Police, in his statement to the Finance Committee of our Parliament, indicated that the resources of the traffic department and more focus will be on that, and they will be boosted as well.
Yeah, well, and I think I saw where his contract has been extended for another 4 years. And I'm not telling him how to do his job, but I think it would be a good idea if he would talk to some of the officers that he has there who have worked in that department. Some of them headed up that department, and he might find that whole thing goes over a lot easier, rather than an outsider coming in trying to take care of a domestic problem.
Mm-hmm. No, there are members of the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service who are quite passionate about the traffic department, and who take it quite seriously, and are engaged in it, and have good ideas as to how to approach the whole traffic situation. And I'm sure that the commissioner will be utilizing their expertise and their experience in that area.
Well, like I said, we have them right here.
Mm-hmm,
so I hope that in speaking about setting it up or reinstating it, that the idea is not to import people to do it. Because we have those people here, and some of them are still, employed with the police.
Mm-hmm.
So they could be transferred there, and as you say, some of them, that's where their passion is, So anyway, I just had to get that in this morning, because I mightn't get it in for the rest of the week.
Thank you very much.
And again, I want to wish you a safe and very Merry Christmas. And also, I didn't get to say the other morning, my condolences to you on the loss of your very dear friend. And I believe that Kiki might have been your friend as well. So I would like to offer my condolences to his family and his friends that he's left behind.
Okay. Thank you very much for that, and all the best to you and yours during the holiday as well.
Thank you.
Okay, let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Good morning. How are you?
Not too bad, yourself?
I'm fine, thanks.
O.C., I called your talk show on Friday regarding the traffic in this country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but there's also wrong and right. Anytime I come on to your talk show, I come with facts. I come with experience. I don't come on to this talk show just to hear myself talk.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And it was about driving. And if people have a problem with any comments in any way that I make, I mean, that's okay. But I just want to make myself perfectly clear this morning in case anybody out there have a problem.
Well, I think you should ignore those persons, because you're certainly entitled to express your views as long as they're not defamatory. And like you say, that you speak based on experience. You're not just throwing things out there. So I would ignore them, really.
Yeah, but all people are not alike, and that is one thing. If I want respect, I have to give respect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I abide by the laws of this country because I love this country. This is my home, and it just deteriorates me to see what is happening. When I'm on the road, right, I use my indicators. I don't get on the road just to be aggressive in any way, shape, or form. I goes on South Sound Road every day of my life pretty much to Walker's Road gas station and get a cup of coffee. If there's no traffic on the road, you know what I do? I set my cruise control on at 30 miles an hour so I do not exceed the speed limit and look like a maniac. If I'm driving out of town, north side or anyway, I put my cruise control on to either 40, 45, or 50, right? It's very rare that I set it on 50, just to be within the laws, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I am all about in my country, O.C. And I just wish a lot more people that using the roads would have a little bit more respect and just appreciate what they got in this country that they probably would have never got in theirs. And, it really, I mean, I get upset sometimes and I'm really annoyed. And the reason for that, O.C., is because I am annoyed, because I don't like what is happening in this country. And it looks like when is anything is going to change. I mean, we're getting on the talk show every time, every chance we get, and we express our feelings and concern and love and everything else for this country. But, it's like nobody's listening, and something seriously needs to be done. And we'll just have to hope for the best. But that's what I'm all about, O.C., when I come on to your talk show. I don't come on there and just spread propaganda and rubbish that oh, well, I heard it from so-and-so. I heard it from, no. What I come to you with is my experience that I deal with in this country day in and day out. And when I go up to the street light, if it's amber, I stop and I wait till it turns red. Is it red that you go? Yeah. I wait till it turns green. I wait till it turns green or seen, then I go. And that's all we are asking people that come to this country, that live in this country. Just respect us and respect the laws that we have. Don't get me wrong. I can be as aggressive on this road as anybody else because nobody's going to intimidate me or see, right? And that's the mind thing that they're trying to do with you, right? And I know you are a very strong person too, and they're not going to intimidate you. And why do we have to be like that? I don't want to be like that, OC. You don't want to be like that.
Exactly, yeah. The roads are for you to travel on to get from point A to point B. You shouldn't have to mix other things up in that, unfortunately, yeah.
Exactly. Thank you very much, OC.
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller, as well. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we're going to talk about Christmas, what you should do from an environmental health standpoint. That conversation is going to take place with the Director of the Department of Environmental Health, Mr. Richard Sims, and the person who heads up communications with the Department of Environmental Health, Ms. Yolanda Morales Carvalho. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Are you feeling sick, but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough and sore throat, to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
CG Britke would like to wish our clients, their families, our staff, and our communities a happy holiday. In this time of celebration, let us remember what this past year has taught us. That we can be in different rooms, different homes, or on different islands, yet never feel apart. Because we are here for each other and stronger together. We look forward to the new year, to serving your insurance needs, and to always putting people first. Happy holidays from our CG Britke family to yours.
With Logic, you get more things you do want, like faster fiber internet, more TV, entertainment, and better customer service. And you get less of the things you don't want, like waiting, boredom, and disappointment. More of the good, less of the bad. It just makes sense. Or should I say, it's logical. See what I did there? Call us or go to logic.ky to find out how you could be getting way more of what's good.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me the Director of the Department of Environmental Health, Mr. Richard Sims, and I'm going to call her the Communications Director, Miss Yolanda Morales Carvalho. And we're going to be talking about the holiday season, disposal, what shouldn't be done, and then, of course, after the holiday season, what will take place as well. We'd also, if you have the opportunity, we see where you have put out bulletins about battery disposal as well as the lateral flow test kits, the disposal of those as well. So as much information as we can get out to our listening and viewing audience this morning, we want to do that. So, folks, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor, and thank you for having us here this morning. I want to say a special good morning to the people of the Cayman Islands, and in particular, the men and women that works at the Department of Environmental Health.
Yes.
As you know, we have some really hard-working people who are dedicated, committed to the cause to ensure that we enjoy a nice environment. So Yolanda and I here this morning to kind of give some briefing as to what some of the things that we have done, what we intend to do over the holidays and into the new year. As you know, recently we had our cleanup, our bulk waste cleanup.
Yes.
And I just want to take the opportunity at this time to remind the public that is over.
Over, yes.
I'm still seeing one or two persons who have now put out things. In my area as well, I've seen where people have put out stuff well after we have actually concluded that campaign. But just want to let them know at this point that they're on their own in terms of getting those to the landfill. They have a responsibility to ensure that they keep their enclosures and their garbage areas clean. And so now that the bulk waste is done, they now have the responsibility of taking those waste to the landfill. As you know, recently we had a fire at the landfill as a result of, and what we strongly suspect that was because of a battery that was disposed of in the bulk waste. And so we want to take this opportunity to advise the public to make sure that they dispose of their batteries separately from the waste. We have, especially the small batteries, for example, those laptop batteries, your little flashlight batteries and all those. We have tubes at the respective supermarkets. You can actually, when going shopping, you can take those, drop those in those tubelets, and we'll collect them from there.
Okay. And if they're disposing from of them from their regular garbage at home, should they separate them as well?
Absolutely.
Yes.
You don't want, because what happens, a lot of people don't realize when you put all your waste together in one bag and you put a battery in there, there could be cans or other little metal objects that rubs against those things and causes a spark. And so that is what we find that is happening with these little small fires. And then, as it is, every time the landfill catch a fire, somebody think it's one of our staff that actually light these things, which is not the case. This is the way how people dispose of their waste, and we have to manage it. And so, all these things happen. And luckily, we've been getting a lot of exercise with these fires, and so we become much better.
More proficient.
At putting them out. As you can see, whenever it happens, we in the fire department, the fire department now has a good team of guys who understand how to work their way around the landfill, and our guys, I'm saying those the heavy equipment operators, I marvel every time I'm there watching these guys working and trying to put out the fire, because they're in the smoke, they're in it, moving around the rubble, and so on. So good teamwork between us and the fire department every time, and so we were able to put out these things within a reasonable time, within 3-4 hours. The things are pretty much under control. In addition to all of that, what we do, we've learned from previous fires. We've set up fire breaks all over the place as best we can. So if a fire is contained, it breaks from one area, then we know, okay, it's going to only affect that area. It won't spread because we've actually set up breaks all over the place.
Okay.
So we're getting more proficient at it. Not something that we want to do, but nonetheless, these are the challenges that comes with the turf, and we're actually managing it. Okay. And you see, the landfill is getting lighter and lighter. We've been taking a lot of metals, exporting it off island, stuff like that. So some good things are happening. But we are busy every day, but we're here to make sure that the public play their part in terms of their role in making sure that they package their waste properly and so we can all work together as a team.
And there's a lot that the public can do, really, at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And the thing is, we want people to understand that they have a role to play, and it's not all about just the Department of Environmental Health. You just keep calling if there's a problem. Like I always tell people all the time, we're charged with the responsibility of solving problems that we didn't commit. But nonetheless, we pride ourselves in our work to make sure that we go about doing it proficiently and to the best of our ability to please the people of the Cayman Islands. And that's a task I think my staff really takes to heart and make sure that they go out there and do their work to the best of their abilities. So, but this Christmas time. And, this is the time when people put out a lot of waste in terms of the old stuff. And then when they get the new stuff, then they create more waste from all the packaging.
Right.
So, we want to make sure that people think about recycling, especially, most of these gift wrap papers and cardboards and stuff like that. Just think about taking those to the depots that are nearest to you. If you live in Savannah, there's one at the countryside. We have Barcam there in Prospect. We have one out there in East End and North Side at the Civic Center. And we also have at Cayman Bay and in West Bay as well. So while we've seen an increase in the recyclates at Cayman Bay, and we cleaned it up nicely for the last 2 weekends, but by the next day it's up again.
Yes.
But which we welcome that. Some people frown on the fact. Some people frown on the fact that when they see them overloading, it looks nasty and stuff like that. We would rather people to wait really, and not make them overflow and look terrible as they are. But for us, we welcome that because we see the volume increasing. So that tells us then we need to actually get more bins there so they can be more organized and stuff like that. So, which we're working on. And just last week I was talking to my assistant director there. We were looking at actually introducing another spot on West Bay Road.
Okay.
To take off that load for us. So we recognize the need for this because there are people out there who really take the recycling seriously, and we want to make sure that we don't discourage them by not taking care of our end. So we want to make sure that we provide the facilities and to make sure that we empty them as regularly as possible. So we just wanted to remind the public of those things, just package properly so that we can actually work together to ensure the island is safe.
Okay, Ms. Morales, you want to throw out some ideas, for our listening and viewing audience in terms of especially the gifting, and also we'll talk about even food disposal. Yes. To a certain extent. There's going to be a lot of food being consumed, but unfortunately in the society that we're in, there are a lot of waste as well. And what do we do with those?
Sure. Well, thank you again for having us here. And we have some tips for the public. We want to promote a low-waste holiday. We spoke about recycle. Remember, recycle is about reducing, reusing, and recycling. And in our case, we're introducing for the Christmas as well the replant that have to do with the mulch that we will do at the end of the Christmas season. We can talk a little about it later on. But in terms of reusing, before you dispose whatever you want to dispose, you need to think about if you can use it again. If you can change the original use of that item and create something new. It has been proven that during the pandemic and the lockdown, when basically we thought, okay, what to do? Our creativity just exploded. And we started doing things that we never thought we could do. We started being creative. So we can use all those skills that we gained during that experience and translate it into the recycling. So for instance, you can, when you go and do your Christmas shopping, make sure and use reusable bags. So you can, even the bags that you use for supermarkets. So you going to, in that way, contribute to reducing the waste for the season. You can also use, or you can create your own electronic holiday greeting cards instead of buying new ones, or create your own and have that as an experience, as a family experience, right? You can also, what about the wrapping? There is a lot of waste coming out of the wrapping, right? So what about no wrapping the gift in a traditional way? We can use different materials. We can use cloth, and there is thousands of ideas in the internet and how to do this. And they look actually very, very good. And the wrapping could become part of the present itself. We can use, what about the decorations of the Christmas tree? We had the experience this year where one of our co-workers donated a Christmas tree. And some of the workers in the office came together, and we actually created the decorations of the Christmas tree, which are all biodegradable. They are made out of paper, carbon, and paper again that we used in the past, so we reuse it.
Yes.
So those are some ideas, and that take you to the point of making memories instead of making garbage. And if you translate that to your office environment, to your house, your home environment, is a lot more to gain, especially if you get the children involved in all this. So we also advise people, I don't know if you know, but it is better to wrap the gift with materials that are not shiny, so they are no foil based. That helps a lot. So those are some of the tips that we have. We can reuse boxes. Well, in this case, as a personal experience, my girls decided, okay, let's wrap these shoes boxes, and it's okay. Well, this is mine. Every year I'm going to give you your present in this one, okay. And this is mine. So, you get everybody, every member of the family of the office involved in this, and that's how you change the mentality. And if one household do this and the other one do it, and these two encourage the other one, is a greater impact.
Yeah. Spread the word, spread the idea. We're going to take a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamt Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vamt Motors, Walkers Road.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza, open Monday to Friday 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
The technology sector is forecast to be one of the fastest growing industries in the next decade, with more jobs available than skilled people to fill them. Enterprise Cayman is helping to fill this void and grow the next generation of Caymanian innovators, giving young people access to high-quality learning experiences with the opportunity to pursue careers in technology and innovation sectors. Learn to code, how product development works, enter professional competitions, access high-tech resources, network with special economic zone industry professionals, and much, much more. Visit enterprisecayman.ky to find out more. Brought to you by Cayman Enterprise City.
Seafarers will lights up this Christmas season. Saturday, December 18th, take in the full spirit of the season with a family-friendly evening in the heart of Georgetown. Christmas greetings from Cayman will offer Christmas shopping, Caymanian cuisine, local entertainment, and of course, a fireworks show to light up the Cayman sky. Bring the family and some friends. It's going down Saturday, December 18th, 4 to 8 p.m. on Seafarers Way, Georgetown Waterfront. COVID-19 safety protocols will be in effect. Proudly brought to you by the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matter. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me this morning, the Director of the Department of Environmental Health, Mr. Richard Sims. Also with us is communications person, Ms. Yolanda Morales Cavajo. One of our listeners wrote in and said that in the old days, they used to wrap their gifts in brown paper bags, decorate them with their wooden crayons, and that was what was done. Of course, brown paper bags those days were probably much more environmental friendly than the ones that we have today. And you also mentioned the fact that gifting. I see there's the giving. I think it's called the Giving Tree that is located in the admin building, and they're encouraging persons not to wrap their gifts, to just put them in a gift bag. Now that may be for another reason, but it also helps in terms of not using that paper and having more again to be disposed of. So they're certainly conscious about that as well.
The thing is, I think those things came about because of surprise. People wanted always to surprise people, and then somebody come with these business ventures as, okay, I'll create these colorful papers and sell them, and then all of a sudden it turns into things that we have to deal with today. One of the things that I want to also mention here, Mr. Connor, is we're, as you know, traditionally in the Cayman Islands, beef is our favorite meat at this time of year.
Yes, yes.
All right, and there are quite a few cattle that get slaughtered around it. Just want to remind persons who are actually going to be engaging in that sort of process that they ought to, ensure that they book an inspection, meat inspection with the Department of Environmental Health. And for those, who aren't sure as to, whether they can slaughter their meat at home and all these sort of things, we want to encourage them to take it to the abattoir. The abattoir is at the agriculture department.
Yes.
So they can actually oversee that process. So just if they're uncertain as to what to do, they can always get in touch with our department and speak to one of the food officers there, and they will give them all the guidance that they require in order to make sure that they we all have a safe and healthy meal, because we don't want to consume any meats that are unhealthy, so that they have to make sure that that inspection is done prior to consuming any meats.
Okay, and the inspection that normally takes place prior to slaughter, that is done by the agriculture department.
Yeah, because we only do the post-mortem inspection.
And we do have, because of the fact that we have so many different nationalities here in the Cayman Islands, they bring their culture, some of their cultural activities with them, and some may prefer to slaughter animals because some may use the blood for various reasons or use other parts of the animal as well. So that is extremely important. And your caution to them is that any slaughter should take place at the abattoir, as opposed to doing it, at home.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what we want to encourage. Yeah. There's one other thing I want to mention too. I know I mentioned the bulk waste earlier, and just kind of want to help people to have this in their minds.
Yes.
For next year, because we will continue to do the bulk waste annually. Because it's something that, some people say, why you keep doing it every year? And, we got all of these things, garbage everywhere. I'm like, think about if we didn't move it. If we didn't, and you look at the volume of stuff that we take off the streets every year. Now, if we were to let that sit in neighborhoods, you can think about all the rodents and all the infestation that could occur as a result of that, right? So that is something that we will continue to do, because we recognize the importance of having it done annually, and it gives people an opportunity to clean up their place. Now, here's one of the things that I always have a problem with when it comes to, we announce the bulk waste, and all of a sudden people find a location. Especially you see it up there at West Creighton Boulevard.
Yes.
And all of a sudden we have all this waste. And, people don't think, they have no regard for other persons' property, and they just put stuff in. That's because that's not a dumping place. That's not a place designated for dumping. When we advertise the bulk waste, what we want you to do is simply take it and put it in front of your yard.
Yes.
We are the only government department that visit every household every week in this island. Yes. So when we come, we'll see it. We'll see that you have it there. You don't need to take it and put it anywhere else. So the crews know that it's there. They know we do the same route as the garbage collection. We do the same thing with the bulk waste. So there's no need for all of this stacking it up, taking it from. Because think about it. If you're going to go through all that effort of cleaning up your yard, putting it on the back of a truck, only to drive down the road and take it off, you have double worked yourself for nothing. All you had to do was just take it, put it in front of your house. We'll come and get it. There's no need for you to create another dump site anywhere else and causing unsightly things around the community. So that is something I want to make sure that people understand that, come next year, when we announce for you to put out bulk waste, just simply put it out right in front of your gate.
Now there is, I've had a few people or persons on this show suggest that maybe it's something that the government should consider twice a year as opposed to once per year. Do you have any views on that?
Absolutely, yeah. That to be honest with you, I was looking at implementing that twice collection this year. But, there are a few challenges that came about with COVID and all these different restrictions and stuff like that. Because one of the things that I looked at was, okay, we know the hurricane season starts in June, the 1st of June. So, why not do a bulk waste prior to, right? And so that we'll take up all the stuff that could be, all these flying debris and stuff like that, get them before the hurricane season. So you do it at the beginning and at the end of the hurricane season. But, as you see, we've done it this time at the end of the season. And it went well. I mean, it was like clockwork this time around. But there's when you look at the tons of stuff that comes off the street, you wonder where people keep all of this stuff, right? But, we do manage it quite well. And that is something that we want to make sure people continue to, know that we will do it, because we are looking at the bigger picture. We're not just looking at, yes, the unsightly event. It may be temporary. Just remember, even though I can tell you from now, even though I'm saying this now, we're going to have the same problem next year. Because there's some people out there not listening.
Yes.
And there's some people who just like, listen, that is the spot, and I'm going to continue to go to that spot. And we find that with other people's property as well. And I want to take the opportunity to remind people to respect people's property.
Yes,
right?
yes.
We've had a lot of illegal dumping around this island. And for the amount that takes place for this small place, it's ridiculous, right? People just, take their old cars, take it on other people's property, and, then we get a call to say, oh, you have all of these 3, 4, 5 cars on this person's property, and the person don't even know that they're on their properties until we get involved. because then the responsibility becomes the owner's responsibility to take care of those cars, and he don't even know who they belong to, right? So we find a lot of that. People are stripping people vehicles on other people's property, and when it comes to derelict, I want you to also understand there's certain things that we can do, or times when we can get involved in it. Not because a car is on somebody's property means it's automatically a derelict. Yes. Because one of the things is we have to look at the signs of being a derelict, whether it has machine windscreen, tires, all these different things, obvious signs of derelict and being abandoned. Now, even though it may have all of those things, if it is still less than 6 months licensing still on it, we can't touch it.
Okay.
Right? That then becomes a matter for the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, where they can know, because they have powers under the traffic law to deal with abandoned vehicles that are parked, left unsafe, parked in a lawful manner, and obstructing traffic, all this kind of thing. They have the authority to move it.
Okay.
But if it's more than 6 months, that's when I give it, put a sticker on it, 24 hours, bump, gone.
It's gone.
And then whatever happens to it now, under the law, we're indemnified.
Okay.
Right? So, those are things but we want to make sure that people respect people's property and stop putting all their illegal derelicts on people's property.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. Top of the hour headline news. Folks, when we return, the conversation will continue, so please stay tuned.
Continuing the Caymanian tradition.
Let Cora keep my ground so clean.
The heart and soul of the Cayman people. Thank you for keeping the culture alive.
Let's read the news every day. From East End to Georgetown, down into West Bay.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
Government reported 30 positive cases of COVID-19 on Friday. 28 were attributed to community spread. As of 8 a.m. on Friday, there were 14 patients in the hospital. 80% of Cayman's estimated population is fully vaccinated. Kentucky's governor says the death toll from powerful tornadoes that devastated towns there is likely to pass 100 as hope of finding survivors wanes. Andy Bashar said this is the most devastating tornado event in the state's history, with at least 80 confirmed deaths. 14 deaths have been reported in 4 other states. U.S. President Joe Biden has declared a major federal disaster in Kentucky and ordered federal aid to be made available to the hardest-hit areas. Booster jabs will be offered to everyone over the age of 18 from this week, according to the Prime Minister, as he declared, quote, an Omicron emergency. A new target has been set to offer boosters to all adults who want one by the end of the month. 10 people in England are in the hospital with Omicron, according to the Health Secretary. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, the Director of the Department of Environmental Health, Mr. Richard Sims. Also with us, Ms. Yolanda Morales Cavallo, who is the communications
PR officer.
PR officer. I call her communications director. She's a public relations officer for the Department of Environmental Health. One of our listeners has written in and said, seasonal greetings. Could you please ask your guests if it is possible for the Department of Environmental Health to arrange for a donation box or something to be placed at their North Sound Road office where persons can give a donation to show appreciation at Christmas time for the men who collect garbage year round. I think that's a wonderful gesture.
Yes. Yes, it is a wonderful gesture. I thank the person for that. When it comes to gift giving, we are somewhat limited to what we can accept, and so the idea of giving donations is kind of tricky. You know what I mean? I prefer if somebody go and buy one of the staff member a gift that was less than $50 within the limit of what the government regulations are.
Or something that can be shared amongst the
absolutely. If it's going to be something, I prefer that it's something that they all can enjoy, rather than just one specific person getting something and then it will look a little awkward there. But anything that can be donated that everybody can be enjoyed, that's fine. But something I'll look into.
Okay, excellent.
Yes, I wanted to take the opportunity to clarify to some members of the public who had contacted us also on social media. They were wondering where these batteries that we collect go and what we do with it. And also when we keep telling them, well, the battery of your vehicle you can bring into the landfill, and then they hear, and well, there is a fire in the landfill caused by a battery, so they kind of wonder what is happening. So I would like people to know that we have a DH recycling center. Actually, to remind people that center is there, is located in the landfill. When you're coming in to the landfill, you turn left, and at the end of that area is the recycling center. So there's where all the batteries that we collect in the supermarkets, in our drop-off facility, it goes there. They're sorted out and taken care of safely. So it's not ended in the landfill. That is where we have the problems with the fire. So yes, we have a DH recycling center that take care of it. And greetings also to all the recycling crew, who is all the time very nice people, very welcoming and very open to explain what is the process as well.
Yeah, this is where the center that Yolanda is referring to. These guys, once the recyclates are collected from the depots, they actually bale the stuff. They go through a whole process of baling, packaging, and making all the shipping arrangements to ship the stuff off island. So, kudos to those guys. They work very hard down there, and I'm very appreciative of all the stuff that they do to let the public understand that your recyclates are not going in vain. They're actually going through a process and actually go overseas to be recycled.
Now, any advice to persons in relation to batteries? Because we will see that there are many companies now, the devices that they make, you charge through a USB port as opposed to using, let's say a flashlight-sized battery or whatever. But there are still many devices. Undoubtedly, persons will be buying toys for children that are battery-operated as well. So the suggestions to them would be what in relation to once a child has a toy, they have to change the battery. Should they set those aside? Don't mix them with their garbage. Set them aside because you have the wherewithal to deal with those if you can identify them. Obviously, you can't go through their household garbage to find them. So let's stress the importance of them separating those items.
A very good, very important point that you raised there in terms of these things are being charged by USB. Now, if they're being charged by USB, it tells you that there's something is being charged in there, which is the battery, right? But what happens is you find a lot of people when the child is finished with that toy, no longer has any use for it. They take the whole thing and throw it in the garbage.
Yes.
And forget about the battery that's inside. So you realize now what we're trying to encourage is, remember, for example, even the laptops, same thing. Because we also recycle e-waste. That's what we call these your computers, your laptops, and all these different things. They have batteries. So the laptop has a flat battery in it. And I can tell you, the fire before this one was caused by one of those. Our machine run over it, creates a spark. So we want people to understand that the laptops, you have to actually take the batteries out, and those actually can fit. We budget them. That's why we have our tubes the size that they are.
Yes.
they can actually fit in those. So once you take it out you open up your laptop, you got to go into the back of it, take it out, and you can actually place. They're the size just a little bit bigger than your cell phone. Those batteries, and they can actually fit in there. And the same goes for your cell phone. They all have batteries. And when you discard them, you want to make sure that you open up the cell phone, take out the batteries, and put them in those two bins.
Okay. Can we talk a little bit more about the meats that you will inspect? Is it your department that also will have your seal of approval, your stamp of approval that is placed on that? What should the consuming public look for in terms of local meats?
Well, the thing is, once the meats are inspected, but it's and it's not just cow,
Yes, goats,
goats, and all, because goats are also popular during Christmas time.
Pigs,
and pigs as well. So once you see our stamp and seal of approval are done on those, that will tell you that actually, it's actually been inspected, because we actually inspect it to make sure that it's consumable and not infected in any way, shape, or form. And then there's a stamp of approval that is placed on those meats. So that's one of the readily identifiable things. You can say, okay, well, if I'm going to purchase that meat, where's the stamp? Yes, DEH has stamped it, then it's good for consumption.
Okay. And we have a question as to what would make what would disallow someone from getting the approval of meat that you have inspected and not deemed fit for consumption?
Well, the thing is, there's some meats, some animals that have infections and stuff like that, and if they're infected with any sort of foodborne illnesses, then that is something that those guys or meat inspectors, they're really good at telling you whether that can consume or not. But they look for different things that actually tells them that the meat is infected. And once that is done, then they would discard it, make a recommendation that it's not passed for consumption.
Can you speak to the collaboration that you have between yourselves and the Department of Agriculture?
Well, the Department of Agriculture, they control the abattoir. So we don't have an abattoir for ourselves. So once the meats are the animal is slaughtered there under their supervision, and we do the post-mortem inspection thereafter. So there is
So you're in contact with each other, communicating in terms of what's taking place and when?
Right, absolutely, because not one party works without the other.
Yes.
One has to make sure that it is ready for slaughter, and then the other has to make sure it's ready for consumption after post-mortem.
Okay.
And it's very important that people